A lot of people are talking about what's going on in Myanmar right now. What's the situation, what's happening, etc. Well, it appears that the current leader really does have some irregularities in the voting, and personnel in the military have taken exception to that and decided to take control of the country. But the real question here is, who is the government? Who is the military coup? Let me put it to you this way. The current president, who was just forced out of power, is essentially pro-US. And when she was originally elected, she was hailed as a coming of democracy for Myanmar, and she was an economic genius for coming up with ideas like microcredit. Now, there's much about her presidency that you could criticize, like the genocide of Muslims. The coup, on the other hand, the military coup, is done by the military. Now, the military is overwhelmingly pro-Chinese. But then again, the Chinese, the military that's pro-Chinese were the ones that were carrying out the genocide against Muslims. And that seems to be one of the major thing that is being forgot about here. A lot of people are taking to the streets. There's a great number of riots and protests in favor of the disposed president, who is responsible not only for that genocide happening, but trying to cover it up afterwards, even though the whole world already knew about it. And saying that this is about human rights and the president should be brought back, etc. I'm sorry, but a president who commits genocide against a group in the country, causing, what is it, like a refugee crisis and people flooding into Bangladesh to escape persecution and murder, isn't really a human rights champion. Maybe they're really not the best choice. I think what we're really looking at here is a struggle between East and West. The disposed president is definitely pro-American, and the military is definitely pro-Chinese. That is not to say that either one of these sides is really any good for the Myanmar people. The number one priority right now should be to end the genocide, and I think for the most part that has really slowed down because of this internal political turmoil. So I think it's not just a simple question of the government or the military. I mean, neither one is particularly very good. In fact, they're both guilty of genocide. So it's one of those questions where there really is no good side. So it's hard to decide whether you should support someone in this situation or not. And aside from the obvious, dangest angle that's going to show up, if you consider a military which carries out a genocide against Muslims as being the example of your ideology, I really would reconsider that ideology if I were you. So what I say is that Myanmar really needs a humanitarian intervention at this point. But that is not going to happen. Neither the United States or China is going to particularly invade the country and bring about a resolution of the situation, because the other will get involved and it'll turn into a huge mess. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think the military is firmly in control now, and eventually will give way to a civilian leader at some point or another after having prosecuted the now former leader. So I think that in this case, all we can do realistically is sit by and hope for the best. Because I can't see as us being able to really do anything to help this situation. I mean, I wish there was. I wish there was something we could do. But frankly, in this case, neither one of those sides is very good. Now, if I'm missing some context from this, or I'm missing some vital facts, because by all means I do not know everything, Please leave that in the comments section if there's any more information I need to know or some important context that I just don't have. Please leave that in the description, because as it stands right now, this is a pretty dismal situation for the Myanmar people. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.